the center.
Well, it is Wednesday, and that means plant and garden expert Craig Hignight is joining us live to answer all of your burning questions. And hey, ironically, it's the first day of May, and I feel like the month of May is a big time to talk about these topics. So we will get going with Janine. So where's the best place to plant a clematis?
Well, we have to remember the old saying, clematis like their head in the sun and their feet in the shade. So that's why they always did so well on Grandma's porch, because they got plenty of sun on that trellis and their roots went in under the porch. At home, plant something around the base of the clematis. They want a half day of sun. East side is really very nice because they don't get baked in the hot afternoon sun, but plant something around the base to go ahead and shade the roots during the summer.
All right, from Lisa, when do I trim back my creeping phlox?
Creeping phlox should be trimmed immediately after they get done blooming. They'll be setting bud on through the summer. Trim them very lightly, give them a dose of organic fertilizer, and try and keep the weeds out of them as much as possible.
All righty, perfect. Well, this is from Don. What is the best soil for growing peppers?
The best soil for growing peppers is this Illinois and Iowa corn soil that we've got. Make sure that you add some organic matter each year, maybe some compost. Don't get carried away with your fertilizers. You can actually over-fertilize both of these plants. And remember, as many hours of sun as you can possibly give them. Oh, and if you were asking about a container, you want to use potting soil, not garden dirt, potting soil for growing vegetables in containers.
And Don's got a follow-up question. Also, where can I buy asparagus roots and rhumbarb?
Can I tell them?
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
Come and see me.
there you go.
We've got both of them.
It was a
The big garden place.
safe
And
answer.
any good
Yeah.
garden center should have both of those available.
All right. So this is from Gloria. So my son bought a home that has an asparagus bed that is filled with grass and weeds. So how can he get rid of the grass and weeds? Unsure of how old the bed is.
Well, asparagus, just gets better with age. What you're going to do is keep the grass and weeds down as much as possible around the outside of the bed. I know asparagus is up already this year. You could make one picking right now and take all the asparagus right down to the ground, no matter how tall it is. Then you go ahead and skin the whole area down to bare ground with a weed eater, put down a couple of 3 layers of black and white newspaper and 3 inches of just cheapo hardwood mulch over that. Weeds, grass gone. Asparagus will poke right through that paper as it continues to grow.
Oh, it sounds so easy.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah. Craig makes it sound so easy.
I know,
Yeah.
right? This is from Kimberly. Will splitting Stella, is it Dioro lilies?
You got it.
Rejuvenate them so that they bloom more because her mounds are big and they only get a few blooms.
Yes, Stella d'Oro is the main reblooming daylily on the market, but what you have to do is about every 3 years you will go ahead and dig, divide, and reset. Because what happens after 3 years, they get so crowded that they literally crowd themselves out. Take the best parts of the crown and put it back in the ground. The rest of them are compost.
Alrighty, so Luis is wondering, why is her peace lily drooping?
Peace lily will droop if it's too wet, kids. You know, if the soil is moist and the plant is drooping, you've gotten it overwatered. Just let it dry out. We always say peace lilies are nice. They'll let you know when they're ready for water because the leaves start to tip. But if the soil's already moist and it's tipping, it's too wet.
This one's from Chad. What's the best grass seed for a high traffic, high moisture area?
You just want the heavy traffic mix. It's going to have bluegrass. It's probably going to have a certain amount of rye in it and maybe even some fescue. But these can all take high traffic. You just have to make sure that you plant it properly.
Alrighty, perfect. Well, Johnny is asking if he can trim a Japanese maple tree.
Japanese maples can be lightly trimmed. Right now, they've leafed out pretty well, so I would take out basically dead wood. For any major pruning, I would actually wait until next winter, after the first of the year, next year, when the ground is completely frozen, to do any major pruning on your Japanese maples.
All right, perfect. Craig, thank you. We're not done with you yet. I know you're trying to sneak out of here, but we'll be back in just a few minutes to answer more of your questions, so stick with us. All right, welcome back. It is 11:47. We are here with our plant and garden expert, Craig Hignight. We're going to get things rolling again and try to answer as many questions as we can. So Linda says, I have 2 indoor Meyer lemon trees, and one of them has lost its leaves. They are about a year old. Any subsections?
Well, what you want to do is watch the watering on the tree that has lost its leaves. Remember, on a plant, every leaf that comes off, the plant is using less water. Oh, I think they're actually unloading citrus right now. But you want to... You call it indoor, but I really want to see these plants outside once the weather warms up a little bit. And that tree that's lost all its leaves can completely leaf out again if you let it dry out a little bit. I would suggest a little shot of a root stimulator on both of them. I got it in.
Hey, there it is.
There you go. Yeah.
Cross it off your bingo card,
Yeah.
folks. This one, is it time to add a layer of dirt to my potato towers already? I can't afford to buy the potting soil, so I would like to know if I can use regular city compost or yard dirt.
Well, you could use that garden soil from the compost facility, and it depends. If your potatoes are, say, 6 to 8 inches tall, yes, you can go ahead and add 3 more inches of soil, and every time you get 6 to 8 inches of new growth above the soil, just keep adding. I had a cousin once, I went to his house, and his mounds on his potatoes were knee high.
Wow.
The kid had way more time on his hands than I.
Clearly.
Good.
But all right, so I'd like to encourage more native plants in the wooded area next to my home. What are some resources for planning and doing this in the next few years?
Well, the thing is, the first thing you need to do is go online and research native plants for the Midwest. And then it would be, go around to the local garden centers, see what they have in the specific varieties that you find, or the first cousins. There are a lot of plants that have been tamed a little bit so that they aren't exactly wild, but they're close enough to their wild cousins that they're still usable.
Here's a good one from Barb. Should rhubarb be going to seed already?
Rhubarb can go to seed anytime. But remember, the second you can tell that what you're looking at, the new growth, is a seed head rather than a leaf, cut it out.
All right, so this is from Bonnie. Can I move a Asiatic lily now?
No. Asiatic lilies they've used up a lot of the energy that they stored last year to get to the point that they are now. We have to wait until September 1st for moving the lilies.
How do I get rid of mushrooms growing in my yard?
Consan 20 is a good product. Follow the directions on the label. The thing is that those mushrooms are telling you that you've got an organic source somewhere. Maybe an old root from a tree is starting to rot away. But read the label, use Consan 20 according to the directions.
Very nice. All righty, well, can Isis be moved now that they're blooming?
No. Again, Iris it was Iris.
Oh, it's spelled wrong.
I'm clairvoyant.
It was typo. Yeah, no.
No, Iris, again, they are at the height of using up all their energy from last year. We actually wait until the 4th of July to go ahead and reset Iris.
Barry's got some invasive morning glory. How does he get
What?
rid of it?
Okay, for that you want to use triclopyr, which is basically poison ivy killer. And if it's in among desirable plants, what you do is you put on a plastic or rubber glove and then a cotton glove over that.
Oh.
You dip your fingers in the herbicide and use your gloves as a paintbrush to get the product on the morning glory, but keep it off of the desirable plants.
All right, perfect. Well, Patrick is asking, what's the best soil for planting garlic and onions?
Again, our good loamy Midwest soil, but I would seriously suggest adding a decent amount of peat moss. Now, we don't want to use the manures when we're planting these plants, but opening the soil up, they have a very extensive root system. So you've got to go ahead and really build the soil up, and don't forget, they are also heavy feeders. So keep the fertilizer running.
All righty, thank
Very
you, Craig. Well, hey, that's all we got.
We're
for
out
this.
of time?
Oh, I know, I'm sorry. But all righty, well, be sure to join our Facebook Live with Craig each and every Wednesday. There you can submit your questions and be a part of the conversation. GMQC at 11 returns in just a few moments.